Stripe and Nighttime are sharing. Normally Stripe doesn't share the bowl with anyone, but Nighttime's being pretty gentle. Nobody wants to try to share the bowl with Marty. Be out in a minute, bud. I'm coming. I'm getting the current rundown on who to feed what to.
Yeah.
As long as he puts out some food, it'll be all good. It's not like I'm going away for multiple days. Just one morning feeding and one afternoon feeding. Unless depends on my arrival time tomorrow, you might have to do the afternoon feed. It might be better to do the afternoon feeding too, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And then little girl, she always helps. She makes sure that you're not poisoning anybody and that she's, you know. Yeah. Is it good? Mr. Don's going to take good care of you guys tonight and tomorrow morning. The afternoon feeding is a little refresh here, a little refresh there. It's easier, it's less work. I was telling Don about which water bowls I replace. Plus the food, what I do when it rains. I mean, he basically knows, but until you have to do it, you don't really know. It's changed up since the last time. Last time we were still getting nom nom deliveries. Now we basically have the potted chicken in the refrigerator instead of nom nom. Everybody's doing good. It's not horrible out here. There's a little bit of a breeze. We learned this morning that they're going to resurface the Jeff Wells Trail tomorrow. The trail we walk on every day. So I guess since I'm not here to walk on it tomorrow, that's a good day to do it. I'm surprised. I'm not aware of really anywhere on it that's in bad shape. So, but okay. Hey, that's the first I noticed it, but we've got a Carolina wren with a nest in that box up there. Way cool. I see you down there, Stripe. Hi, bud. He's by the stump. I know it's in the shadow. Panther's doing good. He was meowing at me through the front door this morning. I'll spare you, but there's a lot of mud in the water bowl, so I'll be taking that inside to clean it up. Good morning, Gray. Hi. Hi. It's 10:45. We're headed on our walk. I'm trying to leave out of here at 1:30. It's like 2.5 hours, 2:45 down there with charging. And there's basically a supercharger 2 miles from the school parking lot. So I don't have to stress about charging in any way. And I got plenty of time. I don't have anything else to do except pack. Don's got all the cat feeding instructions. Google document, pit photos, an album. It's not. I'm sort of hyping it up. But I did take care of priorities first.
That's right.
You have leftover ribs and deviled eggs for dinner. So I've taken care of you too.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know.
So yeah, here's where they're supposed to be paving tomorrow. I mean, it said Jeff Wells Trail, so I assume that means the whole trail from where we enter to where we exit up at South Park. Oh, sure. Funny thing is you know, they're getting ready for July 4th celebration, but they close the trail. They don't let anybody on it. Once they start setting up the fireworks on Ball Field 3, you know, basically this is where the trail comes out appears too close. I don't think they really care about you walking on it from the street there up to the neighborhood, but anything closer than that. Anyway, it'll be interested to see if they're on it anywhere prepping it today, because they're gonna have to do some little bit of prep work to do it right. For example, scrape the, you know, stuff off the sides where it's infringed too far and blow the leaves off, and I don't know. Seemed to me like there'd be a little bit of prep work needed before it would actually be paved, but what do I know? I don't lay asphalt for a living.
Yeah, it's a trail.
Yeah, Don and I are in agreement that we don't understand why they're doing this trail now. It's in such good shape. But what would be awesome is if they pave this,
put a trail down.
Put a trail down there. They need a little footbridge. It's really not very wide across over there. And then that follows the sewer lines up into the other neighborhood. All of these trails in North Carolina follow the sewer lines. And, you know, that would actually be another path we could take, and it would hook up that other neighborhood, which currently is not hooked up via sidewalk to the trail. And, you know, that would be something good and new. Yeah, I don't get it. Are they not going to come and, you know, Don's worked on this dangling thing several times.
Nope.
But they, you know, they need to come down through there and trim that tree limb. I don't like it when they use the bushwhacker and they shred stuff, but somebody walking down with the pickup truck and another guy standing in the back snipping off some tree limbs to keep the trail clear, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Selective pruning.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, when did they put this in?
It's been in, I'm gonna say 2010, about that time.
And it's never been resurfaced.
Never, yeah, this asphalt's that old, that's right.
See, my concern is along the sides, it's pretty much nice and smooth and the grass has grown right up to it. If I go off of it with my foot, you know, I don't twist my ankle. It's all nice and even. They come and they make these surfaces raised, and then people aren't paying attention because we're all on our phones and running our mouths and filming, and kids and people, you know, got to cross pass, interact. Somebody goes to the edge. To me, it makes it more dangerous, but I'm sure it'll look pretty and people will be all enthusiastic about it. It's just with a limited budget, this is not, wouldn't have been my pick. I'd have scheduled it for 3 years from now, and then I would have reevaluated in 3 years to see what it was doing. Well, as long as the sun stays in, it's not too bad out here. And the sun comes out full bore, you feel it right away. Guess that's a mockingbird, I think. I guess we'll wait and see. Maybe paving means sealing. Maybe they just want it to look nice and black.
Right.
Today's mulch day.
Yeah, mulch day.
They're over there scooping it up,
yeah,
spreading it out, doing their thing, so. And the splash pad is working and busy.
Yeah.
Well, it's a nice day for it. Not too hot or cold. Sort of in the middle. Should be pretty pleasant. The wind's not really kicking. That's the, you know, evaporative cooling makes it kind of miserable out there sometimes. You know, swimming pool, you can stay under the water. But out there, you're just wet and in the wind when it gets too gusty. It doesn't appear that they put down new fabric, which is just as well. And the mulch is fragrant. And there's a lot of trash over here. I mean, really. It's a little miniature John Deere dump truck. That's what they put in the, moving the mulch around in. They're working their way around spreading it. It's really hot work for them today in the heat.
And humidity.
Yep, it's a day out here.
This is a typical North Carolina summer day.
Yeah, and they got extra crew on hand to help. Well, we've confirmed that I do want to leave around 1:30. So that's good. It says I can get there without charging. We're at 80%, and it would have me charge twice on the way back. I'll be stopping once on the way down. Oh, actually, it put in Siler City. But anyway, I'll be, you know, how long did it say at Siler City? I'm betting not very long.
Yeah, I would.
5 minutes is what it's saying. I'll be charging a little longer because I'd really like to stop in Thomasville. And I may not stop until, I don't know, Thomasville on the way down. We'll see.
Well, you have enough to get to Thomasville.
Yeah, I'm sure 205 miles I can get to. I can get down there. The problem is it knows I want to get back out. It wasn't taking me to Mallard Creek either, so it knows that's probably a high use place to go. So anyway, Johnny and I are just about packed and ready to go. We're on time good enough. I told Johnny we're not in a pressure cooker today. First things first, before I get in the car though, more coffee. I just had a nice espresso from here, and I am making a cold coffee to take with me in my Triangle Owners, you know, Tesla Owners NC Triangle, my new cup. By the way, this cup is working out good. Oh wow, the whole big iced coffee's gonna fit. I add a little more ice and put the rest of the coffee in. That's exciting. Anyway, what I wanted to say about this cup was that it really is 17 ounces, so I can now hold 12 ounces of coffee instead of 10 and still have room for my cream and the monk fruit. It doesn't leak at all. This styling here is really good. It is a bit wide for my girl mouth. You can laugh at that. But this here, it's a learned skill to grab that properly and not have it spill drip there. But generally, I like it. It's a smidge heavy, but again,
Getting
I
all
like
situated.
it. Yeah, I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but
I don't know what time we'll be back tomorrow, but I'm thinking it could be as late as 8.
oh sure.
I don't think it's over until 5 or 5:30.
Yeah.
Our stuff we have to get out of the dorm in the morning, so it'll already be in the car. There's no packing up at the end of the day. It's just leave when they're done with us. But
Right. Now remember to watch your charging limit. It stops at 8. I got it set for 80, so you may want to throw that over.
up to 90.
I got bit by that.
Right. That's why Don had to double charge the other day.
charge,
Yep.
that's right.
At first I figured he moved stalls, and then I listened to your video because you did explain it that yeah, that Polar Steps keeps me very happy when Don's on the road and he's somewhere where the Wi-Fi picks up the stuff, because then I can hear, I get the little snippets that he might not have time to tell me otherwise. So it really worked out. I didn't think about it. I suppose I could start Polar Steps for the trip down to Charlotte. Then y'all have to go follow me too, which is totally fine. It's totally fine. When I get it going, I'll tweet it. Yeah, Don's map is quite impressive over the southeast United States now, down to Florida, out to Jack's place. Yeah.
Yeah, I recommend Polar Steps if you're going to be traveling around.
Yeah, it's good.
Good way to
Between the Tesla app and the Polar Steps, it really keeps family interested in the trip updated. So I'm in Jules because I'm chicking about the air conditioner.
Yeah, and it's hot.
But we're going to drive Ruby up to the solar farm Thursday. And if we're going to find out about the air conditioner, me and Don will be together. And we've got options. We're not under any pressure. We got to get up there. It'll be cool in the morning.
Yeah, we won't have a problem before.
And in the afternoon, if we need to go chill out someplace for a bit or something, anyway, we've got options. So, and we got a lot of people up there also with their Teslas. So anyway, we'll be driving Ruby. I really want to take Ruby, but I don't want to worry about taking Ruby today. And
Johnny,
anyway,
he likes the bench seat.
Right, he likes the back seat and Jules better. He said so. Boo. But okay. Love you. Bye. So we pulled out at right at 2 p.m. It is taking us the back way to Greensboro and then down on 85. I am super good with that. And right now it says we'll be in Thomasville at 3:41 p.m. We have one of these portable stoplights for some construction work here. And that's pretty cool. You know, I never... obviously standing on the side of the road in the hot summer sun with the flag is probably, I mean, if somebody wants to do that and get paid for it, that's great, but I don't want people to feel like they have to be out there in the hot sun either. So pretty neat. I think it's mostly neat. So this happened to Dawn yesterday, and it also just happened to me. Jules actually like sped up to get out of the way of somebody in the passing lane and then cut back in front of somebody in the right lane, and she did it like she owned the road. It took Dawn by surprise a little bit yesterday, and I have to say it took me by surprise a little bit as well. Yeah, the one comment I in particular want to make about that and the importance of it is that she's aware of what's happening behind her now. And that's something that we haven't always seen before necessarily. She's always had the backup camera and the ability to analyze what's going on back there. But for her to have sped up, got over like that, she had to sort of know. And I guess she could have been hot to trot to get over too because of us making that exit. But at the time, it very much seemed to me that it had to do with the car coming up behind us in the passing lane fast. Which, by the way, was some guy with a trailer and maybe a boat. It's not a little vehicle. We're doing good. We've gotten on 421, headed up to Greensboro now. The reason why we take this route, because I know on the map it's like, well, why don't you go straight across? It's like, well, there's no 55 or 65 mile an hour road that does that. You know, if you want to do have a passing lane and have you know, a good speed limit, you've got to come this way. So we could also have taken 64 to 49 and dropped out down at UNCC, but that takes us off the route of the superchargers, and it is less controlled access and slower speeds and more stoplights. So I've done that route many a time when I was going back and forth between Charlotte and Raleigh, but this is really the kinder driving route, and especially when I've got full self-driving doing the driving and I'm just kind of, you know, babysitting the car. So it's pretty relaxing this afternoon. Johnny and I are chatting robots. Plans for Hickory. What's the Hickory event called?
Hickory Bot Battles.
Hickory Bot Battles, yeah. Yeah, I misspoke a while ago and said we were already on 421. We're really on 64, almost in Siler City, fixing to get on 421. Yes, Jules, I have my hand on the wheel, but I'll wiggle it for you. I'll wiggle. Do the autopilot wiggle. Oh, to be driving in the car that has the cabin camera. Jules just busted me for looking at my phone for a minute. I didn't appreciate it. I know it was for my own safety. Well, we'll be in Thomasville in about 5 minutes. I'm just tucked in here behind this Model S until then. Full self-driving has made it an easy drive this afternoon. 7 of 8 stalls available. You can see that this is a heavy peak period for this particular supercharger. But we're looking good to plug right in. Oh, it feels good to get out and stretch, even though that wasn't the longest ride ever. Oh. Pulsing blue, okay? Pulsing green. As Dawn and I were reminded when we looked up our watched the videos on the way to orientation yesterday that the T doing different things means stuff. We don't care about the 6 minutes remaining. And Dawn did tell me that I might want to bump up the charge rate to 90. Okay, so there we are. We're at 90. And I was just looking to see. I guess we're at, I saw as high as 215 kilowatt. So I think we peaked at 215 there for just a minute. Joel says 7 minutes to the charge limit. I'm currently at, which is 242 miles for 90%. I'm currently at 222 miles. Yes, I know I have enough to get where I'm going, but I'm going to end my trip and I'm going to put in home, and then I'm going to add a stop, and I'm going to go to favorites, and we just added Union Deck because we will be going here. I swear Dawn and I did you see Union Deck? I must have not added it properly. It's harder to add a favorite than you think. So anyway, add a stop, recents, and Union Deck Lane. There we go. And it did put it in the right order for me. And let's see what it's saying. Where I'd have to stop. Yeah, it says I could get home at 5%. So, obviously, I've got plenty. So, I'm going to make one more video and then I'm going to unplug. Alright, let's unplug and get on our way. You're going to watch the T go, well, don't go red, go to blue. There you go. Blue means unplug. Done. Listen to your command. The supercharging session cost us $15.74. I wish the details up here would tell you the kilowatts or the price per kilowatt. I'm able to see that on the Tesla app, but and/or our account on the browser, but not, I guess, as far as I can see in the car. A few of you have asked me about our trips down to UNCC because we've been down several times, so I just will, and I can certainly see why it would be confusing or curious to some. The first trip down was just a tour, and we signed up for it, and that was a very small group, and we walked around and they gave us a tour, and that's when Johnny basically fell in love with the campus and decided he wanted to go to UNCC. We had toured ECU and NC State, I believe, prior to that, and he just liked the campus and liked the Lee College of Engineering as a, you know, well-ranked engineering school. Then the next time we were down was Admitted Students Day, because Johnny had accepted to go to UNCC, and we got to go down for Admitted Students Day, and they basically had a fair there to let you know about all the things that the campus has to offer, and to start some sign-up processes, and to be ready to decide which dorm you wanted to sign up for, and, you know, those kinds of things. And it was another opportunity to get to know the campus. Today is, tomorrow actually, is a mandatory student orientation. Has to be done in person. Mandatory, mandatory, mandatory. And I don't know exactly what they're going to cover, but they're going to cover probably some of the same stuff and some new stuff. And we're going to get to stay in the dorm versus Johnny and I picked that over a hotel. And it is the actual dorm building that he'll be in. It just happened to luck out that way. So we'll be able to do some measurements and make some final room plans for the things he wants to bring down with him and that kind of stuff. And then as far as I know, the next time we come down will be August the 12th, and that will actually be a Saturday to move Johnny into the dorm. He's doing an extra week of get to know your campus and review the math that you need for the engineering school, like a refresher, and they're going to give him a credit hour for that. It means you don't move in when everybody else moves in, so it should be a kinder, gentler move in. And it's, you know, it's got some advantages to it. So I think after orientation tomorrow, the next time down is August the 12th. But we'll come down before then if we need to, but that's what's on the calendar right now. So that's why the multiple trips. I guess most of the colleges now have this orientation thing that's mandatory. All the students are not on one day. They had them scheduled throughout the summer, and we just picked this one because at the time it was convenient, and Johnny does know one or two other people that are going to be down here. So it just, you know, today just it worked. I know there's a real glare on the screen right now, but I think you can see all the red and orange in and around Charlotte. It looks a lot like Raleigh with the loops, you know, and there's an inner and an outer loop, but UNCC's on the north side of town. That works out very well for us. So the parking deck here is a disaster. There was orientation today and it just let out, which means we are really going to be here till 5:30 or so tomorrow. We'll know not to rush to the parking deck because we can't get out anyway, I suppose. I may come and move Jules later, but we're okay where we are. We got 164 miles of range. We're protected from any weather. We're in the deck we're supposed to be in, and we're gonna head inside. We've got 35 minutes to get checked in, and it's not that far of a walk. Honey, we're home. So we got a 2-person suite instead of a 4-person suite. Okay, but in this suite setup, there's 2 beds in the individual suite rooms. Johnny's in a 4-person suite, and each bedroom has 1 bed. Okay, that's better home sweet home, but I told Johnny, I'm seriously like trying to figure out how I'm gonna get in the bed. And Johnny said he can get up there, but he wants a step stool for when he's here, and I agree. The campus, as I said last time, has changed a lot since I was here for school. This is where we are on the map, Lynch Hall dorm. This is the student union and the student union deck where Jules is parked. We came across this bridge. We were able to stay on ramps, elevators. We didn't have to take stairs with the suitcases. That was good. Here's the light rail where it comes through the backside of the campus. And here's the Lee School of Engineering sub-campus over here. Johnny will be over here sometimes, but not a ton. Which building's the library? I'm thinking it's 46.
No, it's not. That's the thing.
Well, anyway, the library's over here somewhere. We're out scoping out the area and meeting one of Johnny's friends for dinner. And there's downtown ahead of us. So we're in the parking lot at Emil's French Bakery and Cafe. There's a really neat mural painted building across the way, and you can maybe see a crane off in the distance, and then we're underneath another crane over here. And I just wanted to say that, you know, basically this, oh, and there's a third crane right through there. This University City area up here is booming. Storm.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably the storm. I'm glad you got Johnny there with you, so you're not there by yourself.
Right.
We have hail at UNCC.